Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Shadowrun Dragonfall Director's Cut with me, Altshouse Gaming. In the previous episode, we started the infiltration of Feuerstelle. Not that we were very quiet about it because we've been shooting a lot of bullets. Yikes. And, well, we've pretty much gathered all the information we could need in order to help us out when confronting Marta. But before we do that, we're going to check out that stash that the ranger mentioned at the end of the last episode. Ah, here we are. Loose vent. A gold trauma kit. I've already got two, so I'm just going to send this to the stash. And a premium med kit. 2 premium medkits if that's to be believed. Yeah, I'll replace a couple of my regular medkits, or advanced medkits. Almost makes me wish I hadn't wasted the money on it, but oh well. Okay, without further ado, I highly recommend that you make a quick save here, trust me. Also, having the ring from the picture will make this easier. Listening at the vent, you only hear the sound of moving air. Let's open the door. It's the only place we have left to go through. The initiate closest to the door whips his head up to look at you. He takes a stutter step backward in alarm, then opens his mouth to cry for help. You don't want to do that. Glory looks deep into the initiate's eyes, transfixing him. We're not here to hurt you. You can talk them down with streets, and not a bad idea to go about that, because why not? If we wanted to kill you, you'd already be dead. You've lived on the street. You know how this works. You can also talk them down by telling them that you're there to see Marta. Male initiate. Slowly, the initiate seems to calm down. Yeah, you're right. But if you don't want to hurt anyone, why are you here? We just want to have a word with Marta. A private word between old friends. Understand? Initiate nods. Yeah, that's cool, I guess. When we talk to her, we can get some insight into how things work around here. The initiate by the door is staring at Glory's limbs, her eyes wide. She's a mousy little thing, probably somewhere in the vicinity of 17 years old, with purple contact lenses and a shock of blue hair. She glances up at Glory, blinking. You used to live here, didn't you? I've seen your picture before. You shouldn't have been in that room. It isn't safe for initiates in there. It was a dare. Please don't tell Marta or Mr. Harrow. I don't want to get in trouble. I won't. And to answer your question, yes, I did live here. I was like you, a scared kid brought here by Marta for a chance at a new life. I like Marta. She's so nice. I always feel safe when I'm with her. Most adults aren't like that. They either don't notice you, or they do for the wrong reasons. But Marta, she cares about us. There's a long pause, and then the initiate looks to you. Screwing up her courage, she speaks. Can I ask you a question? Go ahead, ask away. Well, I overheard Marta talking with Mr. Harrow yesterday. I think they were talking about our meeting with him, the one that Marta was just telling us about, where we'll learn to see the world in a different way. Go on. Well, I couldn't really hear the whole conversation. It was all muffled, but what I could hear was kind of weird. Mr. Harrow said some stuff about a shine, and then it sounded like he changed the subject, because he started talking about dinner. Something about chopping up meat. Well, Marta got real upset, said they're too new. They're not ready to make the older ones do it. They're not ready, make the older ones do it. Stuff like that. But then Mr. Harrow said some other things, and then she calmed down again. When she left, she was smiling. And so I was just wondering, do you know what they were talking about? I want to make sure that Marta is okay, but I can't ask her about it because I don't want to find out that want her to find out I was eavesdropping. I think I know what Harrow has planned for you. Have you ever opened the fridge in the other room? No, why? Is that where we're going to make dinner? Glory cuts in. Her voice is gentle. I wouldn't worry about it. We'll make sure that Marta is okay. Alright, but don't tell her that I told you, please? Don't worry, we won't. How long have you been here, by the way? Almost a week? She shuffles her feet. Eventually, she looks up with a small smile. It's wonderful. Of course it is. So much nicer than living on the street, isn't it? Glory's face is kind, but her tone is one of incredible sorrow. You be good, sweetie. Don't you worry. We'll take care of Marta. Girl smiles sheepishly and steps back. As you pass by her on your way to the door, Glory shoots you a sidelong glance. It's like I thought. Things have been changing. Things have changed in the past few years. How so? Back when I lived here, Harrow would never have let such a fresh convert prepare a sacrifice. He'd wait until she was in so deep, until she felt so indebted to him that she couldn't turn tail and run. It was a rule. You let newcomers get settled for a month, maybe 2, before teaching them the more unsavory aspects of cult life. Even then, you'd start them off slow. First lessons would use pork or chicken, never human meat. That didn't come until much later. Indoctrinating a new recruit after a week is risky as hell, and he never would have done it when I lived here. The shrine. He's using it to brainwash the initiates faster than he used to. She nods. That's what I'm thinking. Harrow's getting lazy, letting his captive spirit do the heavy lifting for him. So what does that mean for us? I'm still working on that, but I don't think that the shrine is just a tool for Harrow anymore. I think he relies on it. He's using it as a crutch. She cocks her head slightly, a thoughtful expression on her face. I think that he's letting himself become dependent on the damn thing. That girl is never going to have to do what we saw back in that kitchen. We won't let that happen. She nods, a fierce look in her eye. On that, we are agreed. Okay. One last quick save, and then let's get in here. Marta's just on the other side of this door. However this goes, we're going to have to move quickly afterwards. If she dies, Harrow will know it, and I don't trust her to keep her mouth shut if she lives. So we take the key to the shrine room, break through the ward, and confront the spirit. Are we clear on that? One last chance to step back and explore before you, have to go in. Crystal, let's do this. The woman in the room is lovely. Full lips contrast artfully with her fine elvish features, and a tumble of fire-red hair spills down her shoulders. Beyond her physical beauty, there's something inherently approachable about her. She exudes an almost palpable aura of kindness and warmth. Marta, Glory's old lover, lure that Harrow used to draw her and so many others to Feuerstelle. She looks up with a start at the sound of your approach. Her eyes go wide at the sight of Glory. As she takes in her cyberware, her mouth falls open in horror. Glory? Yes, Marta, it's me. Glory's voice is cold. It's been a long time. It has. Marta swallows. The horrified look hasn't left her face. Glory, what have you done to yourself? What I had to do. I got out, Marta. This was the only way. Oh, Glory. All at once the horror on Marta's face is replaced with an expression of profound sorrow. I am so sorry. Marta steps forward. Her arms extend to wrap Glory in a hug. All at once, something in Glory's face changes. The skin goes from pale to pallid, and her breath becomes ragged. She takes a step back and raises her claws into a defensive posture. Her voice frosts over with cold rage. Don't you touch me. You're one of Harrow's creatures. You always were. Marta stops short. One of his creatures? Glory, what are you talking about? Let's see. We do need to be very careful. To get the best possible ending for this, we need to talk Glory down. You know what she's talking about, Marta. You ruined her life. Her jaw drops open in shock and her cheeks blush. Her father ruined her life years before we even met. I didn't do anything. If you'd just left me where you found me, I never would have hurt anybody. My mother would still be alive. I never would have sold my soul to that abomination that you all worship, and I wouldn't have had to sacrifice my own body to escape from it. This place took everything from me, and it all started with you. She looks genuinely hurt. Harrow and I rescued you from a life on the street. A beautiful girl, homeless, penniless, living in a gutter. I pulled you away from all that. I saved you. There's a long pause. Glory stares into Marta's eyes, her expression unreadable. I don't feel much anymore, Marta. Most of the time I'm completely numb. But for you, I can make an exception. I hate you. I'm sorry that you feel that way, Glory. For my part, I still love you. The razors flick out of Glory's fingertips. Her lips curl into a smile. Another lie. The last one you'll ever tell. Don't try to play on Glory's emotions from this. She has a lot of them, and they're all negative. We need to talk her down. Make her point out that it's important to the mission. I think that we should hear her out. Something strange is happening here. She nods eagerly, eyes fixed on Glory's razors. I'll prove it to you. Ask me anything you want. I'll show you that I'm telling the truth. I never wanted anything bad to happen to you, Glory. Not ever. Why are you listening to her? She's just telling you what you want to hear. That's her whole purpose here, remember? She's bait. Let's try using Glory's ring. Because of this and the photo that it was nailed to, if she were lying, she wouldn't have kept them all these years. Glory stares at you for a moment, naked hostility on her face. Then her razors slide back into their housings with a click. Alright, Marta. Convince me. Convince you of what? That I'm not a monster? I don't know how to do that, Glory. You can start by telling me how you sleep at night. You know what happens to the kids that you bring here. You know what happened to me. But you're still luring them here, into Harrow's clutches all these years later. So tell me, how do you live with yourself? Explain it to me. For a moment, you can see the conflict behind Marta's eyes. If cognitive dissonance had a face, it would be hers. Confused, frightened, angry, at war with herself. For a moment, she struggles to speak. Then the whispering sensation that you felt outside the compound comes back, and her face changes. The muscles of her brow relax, and she appears to be at peace. Why are you asking me this, Glory? You already know the answers. The kids here, they aren't being hurt. They're walking the path to a free and pure life, just like Harrow taught us. I haven't even been in Feuerstadt for an hour, Marta. In that time, I've found evidence of horrifying levels of abuse. She flinches in agitation, but you hear the whispering again, and she calms herself. Her joyful smile widens. Nothing that happens here is without reason. Harrow is a great man, a prophet. When you meet him for yourself, you'll understand. He'll make you see. She's too far gone to parse what you're saying, Talia. After so many years living here, I don't know if she even knows what normal feels like anymore. She steps forward and grabs Marta by the shoulders. It's a curiously soft gesture. Marta, if what you're saying is true, if you ever really did care for me, then please, give me your key. It's important. Key? Whatever you use to get past the wards outside of Harrow's shrine. I need it. Don't ask why, just do this for me. You owe me that much. She looks momentarily conflicted. Then the moment passes. No, Harrow said that I had to guard this. He told me that I could never take it off. I can't question one of Harrow's orders. It would be wrong. Now then, we need to convince Marta. We need to get at least 3 points to convince her to give us the amulet peacefully. However, we can also convince her to join us and help, but we need 4 points to pull that off. Don't bother trying to using threats or morality-based arguments. They're a wasted effort. First off, we can use etiquette. Don't you see anything ironic about a cult devoted to freedom and rebellion with a totalitarian leader? She blinks. Clearly she doesn't understand. Marta, if Harrow actually believed in the rules that he's taught you, he wouldn't have a problem with you questioning his orders. She blinks, then that whispering sound returns, soft and insistent, and the flicker of unease on her face is replaced with an easy smile. You just don't understand. You don't see the beauty of Harrow's vision. You don't feel the love. Then maybe you could explain it to me. Maybe if you could answer my questions, I'd be able to see the light. She nods eagerly. Yes, please, go on and ask your questions. I'll explain everything, and you'll see for yourself how perfect and right our way is, how beautiful it can be. Okay. I've read Harrow's manifesto. It looks like he spends a lot of time talking about charity. She nods eagerly. Yes, of course, charity. The kind that I practice when I rescue young people from the streets. But then in his rules of living he says that all free thinkers are supposed to be selfish. Well, yes, but... And after that he says that only the strong deserve to prosper. So, which is it? The confusion washes over her face again. She begins blinking agitatedly and fidgeting. Then that unseen force clamps down again and she seems to calm. You just don't understand the beauty of his message. The truth behind it. Let's see. Glory said that you two spent a lot of time in the lounge back when she lived here. What did you do there? She shrugs. The usual. Drink, play games, have sex, watch the trid. The sort of things that lovers usually do in their free time. Why do you ask? Because we found a tattered, blood-stained shirt in there. It looked like it came from an initiate. Marta's forced smile falls. Her brow furrows and suddenly she looks afraid. Well, that could have gotten there some other way. It doesn't prove anything. You know the kinds of things that happened in that room, Marta. You've heard the stories. We both did. She shakes her head. I've seen them. Seen it. Not myself. The stories are just stories. Silly rumors. They have to be, don't they? Harrow is hurting the runaways that you bring here. You can see that, can't you? Her smile shifts into an expression of mock concern. Hurting? How so? When Glory lived here, he had her kill a man for his Trivid player. How can that be right? Marta's forced smile falls. Her brow furrows and suddenly she looks afraid. That was a long time ago. And that man, Harrow said he had to die, but I don't remember why. There was no reason, Marta. None that matters. I should know. I'm the one who killed him. She remains silent for a time before replying. Say whatever else you wanted to say. No point in the morality. Let's see. That is strange. We should be able to talk about what the initiate was mentioned to do. Give us the amulet, Marta. It's the right thing to do. You feel the whispering again. Marta shakes her head to clear away the fog. You're right. Something strange is going on here. Things don't add up. I don't know why I'd never seen it before. What is wrong with me? This isn't you. It isn't you. It's this place. It gets into your head. It took a lot more than this to wake me up to it. So you give us the amulet? No. I can't go against Harrow's wishes. He told me never to take it off. But I will come with you. If I can help save these kids from what's happening, that's what I have to do. That's what we're here for. In that case, let's move on to the shrine room. I'll get you through the door. I won't let any more children come to harm. Okay. Well, she's joined us. Male initiate, huh? Marta, are these friends of yours? Yes, dear heart, they are. We all need to go have a word with Harrow now. You get to bed. You have a big day tomorrow. There are some people who mention that you can get her to join you with just 3 of them, so it seems that information on convincing her is a little iffy. Yeah, they have a big day ahead of them. A big day of running away from this place. Okay, let's get this going. As you step forward, the scintillating red light that streams from the doorway flickers and dies. There's a strange lurching sensation in your gut, but it clears almost instantly. The door swings open with a touch. Well, that seems to have done it. Glory nods, then reaches into her satchel. Her hand comes back out, clutching a small jar. I'm going to put a smear of this on your forehead. It's a sort of alchemical balm. Her voice goes quiet. Harrow taught me how to make it. She unscrews the cap from the jar, revealing a pale white ointment. The surface glitters strangely in the dim light. If you ever wondered where my share of the take from our jobs has gone, this is the answer. Powdered orichalcum isn't cheap. I'm sure it isn't. Where did you even find a supplier? The talismonger, Algernon, hooked me up with a contact of his in the Trollkönigreich Schwarzwald. His prices are high, but considering the rarity of the material, they're fair. Thankfully, I don't need that much of it to make the balm. She dips a metallic finger into the jar and begins to stir. The boundaries between the material world and the astral plane are weak here. This stuff acts sort of like a lens. It focuses your perceptions, makes the haze real. Marta cuts in, her voice full of wonder. It lets you commune with his servitors, the emissaries of our great master, the adversary. She applies a smear of ointment to her forehead. It looks like a glob of glittering white paint. Not the way I'd have put it, but yes. With this, we can deal with the spirit on its own level. I've only done this with Harrow before. He warned me never to try it without him. She shivers. There's strange things in the place we're about to visit. And whatever is waiting for us, we can handle it. She dips her finger back into the balm and traces it down your forehead. The ointment feels cool and oily on your skin. I know. She fishes in her bag a second time and pulls out a pair of silver necklaces. A rune-inscribed pendant dangles from each. This will protect your astral self from spiritual possession. Don't take it off while we're dealing with the shrine, whatever you do. Got it. What about Marta? She touches a finger to the amulet that hangs around her neck. I'll be fine. This will work just as well. Glory puts on her own pendant. The necklace glitters slightly against her pale skin. I don't know what's going to happen when we step into that room, Talia. We're playing with forces outside of our control. Are you ready for this? Ready as I'll ever be. Marta smiles, her eyes glitter with anticipation. I'm ready. Let's go then. Once we've purified the spirit, we can see about rescuing those kids. Harold will get away, but we can worry about that later. That's the plan. Let's do it. One last thing before we do this. I have reason to suspect that Harrow isn't the real power here anymore. I think that the spirit is. Marta lets loose a surprised giggle. That's ridiculous. Harrow trapped the spirit, made it his plaything. It does what he tells it to do. I don't think so. Not anymore. I believe that when Harrow started using his shrine, he handed the spirit the keys to the kingdom. The bastard might think that he's still in charge here, but he isn't. He's a servant, just like everybody else. The only difference is that he doesn't know it. So, why does that matter? It matters because it's solid evidence that we're doing the right thing. Even if Harrow does escape, he won't be as much of a threat as we thought he was. I just wanted you to know that. Thanks. Now let's do this. Here we go. We will have Marta to help us in the fight, so that's that. As you approach the shrine, a chorus of high, sibilant voices fill the air. Sound is light and airy, but something about it fills you with bone-deep dread. Welcome home, Glory. Glory's eyes go wide. She opens her mouth to speak, but no sound escapes her. Glory? What? Something slams into you, a wave of intangible force that turns your consciousness inside out and sends shockwaves reverberating through your mind. The world lurches and everything goes black. Slowly you begin to stir. Murky, flickering impressions invade the oily stillness of your unconscious mind. The sensation comes in waves, washing up over you and jerking you back toward consciousness. You smell acrid smoke and burning meat. The roar of distant flames whisper in your ears. When your eyes flutter open, a dull red glare fills your vision. As you attempt to struggle to your feet, you become dimly aware that the gravity here feels wrong. Everything is heavier than it should be. Slowly, the waves grow still and your senses calm. You find yourself staring into an infinite horizon. The blasted ruins of Feuerstel stretches out in all directions, as far as the eye can see. Is this astral space? No. Warily, she surveys your surroundings. We're someplace else. You're gonna have to be more specific. I don't have an answer for you, but there's one thing that I am sure of. Whatever this place is, the adversary holds sway here. Marta stares into the abyss, her mouth agape. This isn't right. This place. It doesn't normally look like this. When I came here with Harrow, it was all green fields and marble halls. Her voice goes quiet. It was so beautiful last time. It was a lie, Marta. What we're seeing now, this is the truth. Your truth, maybe. Her voice goes quiet. What I saw was real. If this is the adversary's domain, wouldn't that make this hell? A startled giggle pours out of Marta's mouth. Hell is a myth, Talia. There is no such place. Not really. I don't know where we are, Talia, but I think it's safe to say that none of us have ever heard of it before. Well, wherever we are, the spirit that we're hunting is going to be here, right? Yes, it should be here. Somewhere. Marta nods eagerly. You're right, I've seen it. In the heart of this place, that's where we'll find it. Okay, well, time for us to get moving. I will admit, the kind of black with weird white outline candles do look a little neat. And we've got 2 enemies to deal with. One of which is rather familiar for us. Yeah, 51%. Nah, I'm better off using my first turn to get into good positions. Now, as you can see, Marta does join us in the fight, so we can use her to our advantage. She is basically a mage. She comes with Lightning Bolt 2, Mana Ball 2, Heal Wound, and she has an Acid Bolt for her basic attack. In terms of items, she has a Force 5 Fire Elemental Fetish. But I'm going to start, like I said, moving them all into good cover. Don't know why they're all targeting Marta, but I really could care less. Okay, that one's down. Gloria, I need you to get after this guy. Go for the Flay Armor to weaken it. Let's see. Let's go for a Mana Ball. Ooh, okay. Yeah, shoot it here. It'll only hit him. He's immune, but he took critical damage and has Mana Burn going, which actually prevented him from healing a lot more than he would have otherwise been able to. Nah. Alright. Come on, Marta, finish it off. Good. Okay, relatively easy fight so far. Got pretty lucky that it missed us. Alright, a couple more enemies to deal with. Yeah, I'm gonna get into cover and then use a Deadeye on one of these guys. This guy's 90%. That's good enough for me. Let's go for Flay Armor on the Seeker. Nope, not enough AP for that. Let's see, can we at least go for... Yeah, we can try for a Compound Attack. Didn't stun it, but we did get a fair amount of damage off on him. Marta, you get over here and use Lightning Bolts on the Seeker. Could have sworn it would be an AoE, but oh well. Okay, let's switch over to Marta immediately and then use Mana Ball to try and hit these guys. Good. Good. I'm gonna go for the full auto on this guy, because he's out of the way, and Glory can use her Twin Slash to hopefully hit both of these guys. Nope. He's gonna die from the bleeding, so I'm not worried about him. Go for the Eviscerate on the other Seeker. That kills him, and you know what? I may as well go for the Slash on him anyways. Or not, because I'm gonna misclick. And he is down. Next up is the Heart of Feuerstell. However, we are pretty much out of time for this episode, so... And I know the next fight's going to be a powerful one. So... I'm going to have to end it off here for today. If you guys like what you see, please leave a like, subscribe for future content. Don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notifications for when I upload, or to hit the straw poll link to vote for our next Let's Play. And please, leave a comment down below this video. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching.